For this week, we focus on reading one of the poem in our content book. Do you still remember the title of that poem? Yes, that is If I Were. What is this poem all about? It's about a girl who imagines herself to be animals. So what are those animals that this girl in our poem imagines herself to be? So she imagines herself to be lizard. She also imagines herself to be a cricket, a bat, and an earthworm. So these are the animals that are being mentioned in our poem where the girl imagines herself to be. So what would the girl do after imagining herself to be a lizard? Okay, according to the poem, the girl would just simply lie all day. How about when the girl imagines herself to be a cricket? Yes, she would just simply hop all day. How about when she imagines herself to be a bat? She imagines herself to be a bat and would just simply sleep all day. And how about when she imagines herself to be an earthworm? Yes, she would just rather play in the dirt all day. So those are the things that the girl would do if she becomes a lizard, cricket, bat, and an earthworm. Maybe some of you will do the same thing when you imagine yourself to be like these animals, but maybe some of you will also do different things. It still depends on you, on how you imagine yourself when you were a lizard, cricket, bat, and an earthworm. How did you understand the poem, If I Were? What did we do? We have to imagine. Very good. Our imagination matters in understanding the concept or the poem itself. Because through this imagination, we can relate our own lives to the character being mentioned. Remember, when we put ourselves to the character's place, we will be able to understand what the poem is all about. Okay? Have you observed the different sentences written on the poem that we have read? Yes, most of the sentences there are considered as if sentences. So what is this if sentences all about, and how is it differ from just a typical sentence? When you say if sentence, it involves wishing, imagining unreal situations. Remember, when you say unreal, these are the things that cannot really happen or it doesn't exist. That's why you just simply imagining it, or it just simply pop up in our mind. Now, how can we make these if sentences? By the way, how many parts are there in the if sentences? Yes, there are two parts. What are those? The first one is the wish part, and the second one is the result part. Very good. Now, in this particular wish part, the sentence should start with what word? Yes, it should start with the word if. Why? Because if you are using if sentences, it's like you're imagining or wishing unreal situations to happen. So you have to start your sentence with the word if. And it should be followed with what pronoun? It should be followed by the pronoun I. Why do we have to use pronoun I? Because this sentence is referring to you as the speaker. So whenever you are writing sentence about yourself, you have to use the pronoun I. And this pronoun I should be followed by a simple past tense. Like for example, if I were. Were is a simple past tense. Now, How about this result part? The result part should start with I, of course. Remember, since this sentence is about yourself, and this pronoun is referring to the speaker, so you have to use I as well. Now, what will be the word that should follow the pronoun I on the result part? You should follow it by the word would, and the result that you think of after imagining things on the wish part. Is that clear? But take a look at this one. There's something missing in between wish part and the result part. What should be the mark that you have to use in order for us to show the two parts on the if sentence? Okay, the wish part and the result part should be divided by a comma in between to separate what is the wish part on your sentence and what is the result part. So you have to use a comma. Remember, don't forget this one because this mark shows us the two parts on our if sentences. Is that clear? Now this time, what we are going to do is to add a stanza about our favorite animals to the poem If I Were. Since this poem talks about how the girl imagines herself to be, so this time, it's about your turn to write a stanza that will add up to our poem If I Were, as if you are that girl in the poem that we have read. So let's start off with our stanza, If I Were. Now, it's your turn to think of the animal that you imagine yourself to be. Okay, now, let's assume that you think that you are a dog. Let's start off this poem with, if I were a dog, or what should we put here? A comma. Very good. I would, what do you think a girl or a boy like you will do if you were a dog? Yes, I would chew a bone. As we all know, dog loves bone, right? If I were a dog, comma, I would chew a bone. What else can we add up to this line to make it a stanza? By the way, when you say stanza, it consists of different lines in our poem, right? So this sentence that we had on the board is actually incomplete. So we have to add more lines into it to make it a stanza. So now, let's start off and let's add more details about it. If I were a dog, I would chew a bone. What else can you do if you were a dog? You think? Okay, it could be going to the street on my own. Okay, now, let's read everything here. If I were a dog, I would chew a bone going to the street on my own. Let's add another details for that. What are the other things that you will do if you were a dog? If you imagine yourself to be a dog, what else can you do? Okay, you can chasing the fluffy cat. As we all know, dog loves to chase cats, right? Okay, so we have here chasing the fluffy cats. What else can we add? While wearing a blue hat. Okay, there you go. So we already complete a stanza on the poem. So let's read it one more time. If I were a dog, I would chew a bone, going to the street on my own, chasing the fluffy cats while wearing a blue hat. Okay, so let's add the details that you usually encounter on the stanza of our poem If I Were, wherein it includes how the mother of the girl reacted on this one. Okay, according to the girl, and my mother could not tell me, it is a wicked thing to do, since she would be a dog and she would do it too. Okay, so let's read it one more time. I want you to read it with me. Are you ready? Okay, if I were a dog, I would chew a bone, going to the street on my own, chasing the fluffy cats while wearing a blue hat. And my mother could not tell me it is a wicked thing to do, since she would be a dog and she would do it too. Now, you already complete a stanza that you can add up in our poem If I Were. So this one, the one that I wrote on the board, is an example of stanza. Actually, you can do more things. Whatever you wanted to use here on your stanza. You can write as if you were a cat, as if you were another animal aside from the dog, cat, birds, or any other animals that already mentioned on the poem. It's up to you what else you imagine yourself to be. Now, what have you observed with this stanza? What will make this stanza really pleasant to hear at? Okay? So I want you to look at the last word on each line. So let's start off with this one. Bone and own. Again, let me repeat. Bone and own. The other one is cat and hat. What have you observed with those words that I underline? Actually, through those words that I underline, this stanza is really pleasing to be heard. It's very good to hear at. Why? Because the words that I underline is actually rhyme. When you say rhyme, it means that they sound the same. And that is very important when you're writing a stanza on the poem. The words that is being placed at the end of each line should be rhymed together, meaning they sound the same. Like for example, bone and own. Bone, own is a rhyming word since both of them have the same sound. How about the other one? We also have the cat and a hat. When you read the word cat and hat, you can also hear the same sound at the end. Therefore, they are rhyme. And that's what actually makes your stanza really good to hear at. Okay? Now, another thing that you have to consider when you are making a stanza like this, you have to make it really sounds funny so that you can easily gain or caught someone else's attention. When your stanza sounds like funny, all the kids will really feel happy upon reading this particular stanza. They will enjoy reading your stanza because it really sounds funny. Okay? So what are the funny things that you can hear on this stanza? Okay? Like a dog which is going to the street on his own. Can the dog really do that? No. How about this one? Can a dog wear a blue hat? It maybe sounds funny, but that particular line can really caught someone else's attention so that it will help them to read this particular stanza and understand it very well. Since you caught their attention, they will be focusing on understanding what this stanza is all about. Through that as well, you will help them understand it better and easily. Is that clear? So you can try this on your notebook and make your own stanza using all kinds of animals that you want to. But make sure that when you're writing a stanza of the poem, the words that is found at the end of each line should rhyme together, or they are considered as rhyming words, and include some funny things or action to caught your audience or readers' attention. Is that clear? I hope that you enjoy all the lessons that we have for this week in English.